No, I'm joking. Jay back. Welcome to The Painted Fool, episode 4. This space is made for you. Sharing issues, solutions, and results, engaging one another to be of service in some way. This is the motto for The Painted Fool, and I am happy to be back. Please like, share, rate, review, participate, and promote this however you see fit. You can find me on social media, right? Instagram, The Painted Fool, Twitter, Fool Painted, Facebook, The Painted Fool, YouTube, The Painted Fool, all one word. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you again for all the feedback, the messages, and some people are downloading the episodes I'm seeing here. I'm just looking at some analytics. Hyped to see that. I'm grateful for y'all bald headeds. I am, excited about this one. So this one won't be long. You know, the last one Episode 3 was a bit longer. I don't even want to play it back because I don't want to hear how I sounded. All I know was that I was just really, So, here we are with talking about where we are in terms of attention management. Not necessarily focus. I'm going to change this thing about focus to attention management. A lot of us already have. We aren't necessarily issued with, or we don't have issues with focus. We may have issues with managing our attention. So I'm going to be more articulate with that and just rename it, but not rename the episodes, of course. I'm just going to call it more of attention management and how we're doing that, how we're creating the better environments for us to have better attention, and what are we doing, to get there, right? So I have been just today and all of these past couple days, but really today I've done a lot of deep cleaning my house, getting rid of a lot of clutter and throwing things out, taking great pleasure in doing that. I get that from my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. She has this thing where when she was alive, she would legitimately just swipe shit off the table. She had no problem throwing things out. Didn't care. It could have been, you could have just walked in the house with a toy that you just bought fresh from the plastic, still stinking of plastic. She would just be cleaning off the table, take the rag, wipe the table, and just push that shit in the trash. You just be like, wait, Grandma, that's my toy. I just got this toy. Shut up! And she would say it like that. But I'm taking great pleasure in just getting rid of shit. I was working on some paintings, or a painting for an event taking place in a couple days, and I was just getting rid of a lot of stuff, and I had a lot of clutter from this paint thing. So I had to organize all that stuff, and as I mentioned before, I don't recommend having your work stuff in your bedroom. I think everyone should designate work to an area of the house for those who have that space to do so, unless you are are you sharing an apartment, or you limit it to a space. I recommend that you definitely designate areas and spaces for your work. It just really it just helps your mind to just flow better. And me cleaning up today, just as I was getting rid of stuff and being able to walk around, it already was like an elevation to my mood, and it just makes it easier for me to focus on what's next to do. When you have no clutter in your environment, you can't even think of okay, what do I do next? It's less about when you have a lot of stuff crowding your field of vision and you're trying to accomplish a task or complete a task. It can be difficult. But when you remove something out of that space, remove those things away, you really have a greater aptitude to just get it done. And I got rid of some stuff, and because there was so much space for me to walk around, and I'm just like, oh my God, I forgot I had all this space up here. Shit, wow. Okay. Everything is back to where it belongs. All my art supplies are in its designated studio space. Bam, good. I still have so much more cleaning to do. We have so much more cleaning to do. But this is one of the steps to attention management that I am a strong advocate for. Cleaning up your space, making it a habit to clean, go through maybe a weekly cleaning thing. Just clean your house, clean your spaces. I say like every week. Every week you should do that. But I've been backed up, and I started cleaning up since I started the podcast and I was reading the book, but I didn't get it to this point. And that's because I was still simultaneously working on some art stuff. So I said, I gotta wait a little bit, but I was still working on it. But I told you, once I took that desk and I took that cart and I took all my supplies and moved it back and got rid of all this stuff. I mean, I had a lot of clothes and stuff to get rid of, to fold up and hang. And that's another thing. A lot of us have clothes just everywhere. Putting all that up, I remember every time that I do it, I just feel better. I'm able to just like, okay, my mind can it's just still, it's cool. So managing your attention, I feel like one of the first things you should do is look at, what is your environment like? What are your distractions? What are your things that you're giving? Are you really giving attention to? I mean, are you really bringing the habits up front? Like, do you have a television on? Do you have, like, I have a lot of clutter? Do you belong here when you're doing? Think about all the things that have affected your ability to stay concentrated, and just forcefully step out of yourself and just change it. You may have to, dead a little bit of things and just cut them short and say, all right, listen, I know, yes, this is my house and I should be able to unwind however I see fit. But right now I'm training myself into a new way of doing things. I'm training myself into new habits. I'm training myself to stand up more, to be less sedentary. So I have to move things and I have to make it more difficult for me to resort to the most comfortable means of getting about my life. Because for those who work from home, or for those who already have desk jobs and who sit down a lot, it doesn't help to come home and sit more. And if you do a lot of research, do a lot of work sitting down, and you come home and you sit down, and you might want to change that too. You might want to change, exercise. A lot of things need to change. I just stress that. And I'm looking at this and seeing so many adults that have joint issues, and I see all these different adults with so many problems. I'm just like, I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be at 50, 60 years old, hunched over, or talking about I'm taking Tylenol and all that kind. I'm just not into that. No. And I know this is the age where you really got to be careful. This is the age where it's like, all right, you can't be eating pizza at 3 a.m, or you can't be swallowing spaghetti sauce. You're going to get an ulcer. You're going to have acid reflux, or you're going to be dealing with this. You can't be drinking coffee and doing all this, and you can't be doing all that stuff that you just can't. You can't do dairy like that. You just can't. You really want to be able to think clearer, and dairy prevents that. You got to stop. Your attention is put more on like, I'm realizing that I'm not able to function like I would like to. I can't function the way I was when I was 7 or 8 or 9. I have to now go back and make some adjustments so that I can. And I still have that time where I can, so I'm not gonna impede that. And no, I want to be able to still have the life that I have. I want to still have the mobility of my limbs and all that good stuff. So, you got to create that environment for yourself. Whether if you go to the gym or not, standing up more. I saw an article written on an elder I love. Her name is Ermina. I call her, she put her name on social media as Ermina Tutu. And she shared typed an article about the warrior stance as being more, we need to be more aware of how we, being so sedentary is not good for you. You're taught to sit more than you're taught to stand and be at attention. And the more you stand, it's good for your body. It's good for your posture when you stand and you plant your feet firmly in the ground, and standing up is better for your body, and it's just your body's a lot more relaxed standing actually than it is sitting in a chair. When you're sitting in a chair, you're flexing a lot of muscles and a lot of blood flow is constricting and you're flexing a lot more. Standing, there's a lot free flowing. Your blood can flow. Everything's flowing differently. So I thought it was a very great article. She shared it. It's on her Patreon as well. I think at one point it was on her Facebook, but it was definitely a great read. So I took that into heavy consideration. I mean, I read it when I was working heavy in the corporate world, and you would see people standing up and talking about ergonomics and all this different stuff. But yeah, it was a great article. It's just it's a thing for me. It's all about focusing on wellness, but managing my attention to wellness, managing my attention to my goals, managing my attention to just living a lot better. And again, creating the environment by doing so. And, yes, I can easily just bring all my shit back in my bedroom if I wanted to. But that's not, why would I do that? Like, why would I genuinely tell myself I don't care about you? I would legitimately say, yeah, you'll be all right. Just find another way to just go, it doesn't work for me. Having all that in my room doesn't work for me. So it's easy. It just requires a lot of discipline. And all this is just encompassed in your attention. Discipline is another important factor, right? So here we is. Progress. So far, so great. I'm going to share more video of my progress because I am dedicated to this thing. And I've been hiding from social media a lot. Because typically when I go on social media, I mean, you can curate your social media and adjust the algorithms and hide a lot of the nonsense you see. Because half the time I get on social media, honestly, I'm seeing somebody sharing something about Trump. If it's not Trump, it's something about, I don't know, something social justice related, or some horrible hurt feeling pointed to either one of the sexes, and it's just like, I get on social media to see funny things, and that's just really what it is. Like, I go on social media to look at memes and I laugh. Sometimes I might catch a couple silliness and silly things being shared, but right now, even Twitter, I love Twitter. I like it the most because I don't even know why. I think I like it because you can really talk out, just talk. And even though people really aren't paying attention, maybe at some point someone might pay attention. And I like that more than Facebook for some reason. I don't know why. I like the fact that I don't hide myself. I don't hide like my identity on Twitter. My picture's there and everything is there. But I don't know, it's something different about Twitter that I like. Instagram I like it differently, of course. I like the aesthetic of Instagram. I like the visuals. There's less craziness there. I'm not gonna say that. It's craziness on all the platforms, but I like Instagram for different reasons. Facebook is my least favorite, to be honest. I just don't like Facebook anymore. Back when I was like was just in a younger mindset, yeah. But now I'm not so interested in Facebook like that. Twitter actually can be worse than Facebook with all the craziness you can find on there. If you just happen to one person retweets something crazy, you just might find it. It just might reach you. But it's just a lot of different people on Twitter. So many different people you can interact with, and even music artists that you like, or writers, or whoever you can interact with them, and you can shorten your. I don't even know. I can't explain why I like it so much more than Facebook, but Twitter is my favorite. Twitter and Instagram are my two favorite social media platforms. So yeah, I get on there for that, and then that's really it. But I wanted to put myself out there on social media, and that's been something that I think I need to do. This is the only way that I feel like would put me in a way where I'm widening my audience, so you can see what I'm doing and where I'm going and how serious I am and how I want you to do the same thing. So I have to involve myself and put myself out there like that. So this is it at the end of the day. And so I think as the episodes go, I'm going to be nuts. I'm going to be nuts. It's difficult because I know I have older people that listen to me. So, I'm trying to keep it on a scale of 0 to ratchet. I'm trying to keep, I don't mean like legit ratchet, but I'm trying to, and scale from 0 to ratchet, I'm trying to keep it about a mess. But ratchet is where I can take it. And I don't mean like a hot ghetto mess. I mean just I can be loud and a mess and goofy and just outbursty and everything like that. But I don't want to throw the whole thing off. So I'm a doses. Doses. So this is episode 4. About the environment, about order and structure, and this quest towards creating the best environment for attention management, and keeping in mind when things no longer have value or when things no longer need to be there, they just have to go. It's just about unmerited, like it's just pure get it done. Just get it done. And reap the rewards, enjoy the effects of it, get rid of the things and move on, So yeah, this is episode 4. I'm wondering, I gotta figure out a way to just have a good, consistent tag practice, something to where I can dedicate towards, like I said, I'm doing videos and, the hashtag thing is a thing. So I guess the hashtags, but I'm definitely doing something where we're all involved and there's a consistency. Instagram videos, definitely on Instagram. I have a Snapchat too. The Painted Fool is on Snapchat, but I want to have a consistent thing on my Instagram. I don't feel like, I don't know too many podcasters, so I don't really know who puts like videos up of what they're doing outside, in relation to what their things are about. I don't know. Very few do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just share the cleanup, share the increase of my attention management. I wish I could have like put a time of when I wasn't so together and how I could sit and be staring at you and legitimately get nothing that you said because I'm in Neptune somewhere. My head is over. I'm literally thinking about something crazy. I'm visualizing or fantasizing something out of this world, and I'm just like, damn, if only I could sketch this right now. Damn it, I can't. Yeah, but I've been a mess in that area of attention. So yeah, getting here and getting to this place, I'm feeling better. I'm able to be able to have cohesive sentences. Y'all don't understand. Like to be able to genuinely like think clear and stay on task. One of my friends, he was like, Justin, what kind of stream of consciousness shit are you? Because I was texting him a question about I was asking him how movie theaters get funded. And then I went into this whole, like, my mind legitimately went from how do movie theaters get funded? Do they get funded like this? And do they get funded like that? And how does it affect this? And how does it affect that? And it was just like, there was no, like, nothing. He was just like, what type of, he said, get your mind in order. I'm like, shit, you're right. I definitely do. Like, yeah, no. That's why I don't talk much. Like, sometimes I've hidden my asking questions or wondering, like, people are like, you have any questions? I'm like, nah, no. I really do, but if I asked, I was afraid that if I asked a question and you got to hear how my mind is going and how you're just like, what? Get him some chamomile. Like, what? Get him some more milk and get him something. Rub his back, please. Get him some fish oil or make him spawn some salmon. Give him some ginkgo, please. Get him something. He needs a little bit of, yeah. So I had to learn how to learn, if that makes sense. So working at Subaru, in accounting, I had to, although my work was in accounting, my work was in like drafting bills, basically. I wanted to understand how we received our vehicles. And I had this great, I call her in my head, I call her the Queen of Swords because she just had a very short way about her, but towards me, she was still very kind to me and she was very pleasant to be around. But then when she was like, when she wanted to be like real cut, but she was able to, I mean, she's been there for years, but she was able to give me a full play-by-play of how this drafting process works on another level. So I could envision, okay, so how do the cars come? I need to learn visual. I'm like, okay, so the cars come from Japan, and then we have another plant in Indiana. Oh, okay, so it works like this. And how long does it take for all these? So when do we get the money for them? And she explains how it all, and I'm just like, got it. I have to learn like that. I have to ask, like I have to go all the way down to like the fundamentals. And sometimes I'm asking questions like, well, what do you mean the percentage of? Like it has to get all the way like that. I have to be able to just like that, a flow chart in my head. Once I got it like that, I'm good. Like once I have it like that, what? Please, I am the master. I am good. You know, I am really good, but she really had to feed it to me. She had to spoon feed it to me, but once I got it. And then I was able to be like, okay. So I understood my work. I understood what I was doing and got, and then I was able to explain it to somebody else. And then I was able to write and develop my own policy and procedures booklet on how everything worked, why certain things had to be done the way that it did. And I was able to write a full booklet on that so that if someone needed training, they could just resort to this book. It was easy because I understood everything. And I basically wrote down like the functions of the job, the functions and why things were the way they were. I even threw little facts and different things because then you wouldn't have any questions. Then you will be able to know why this happens the way that it did. Now, I've since forgotten a lot of that because I no longer work there. But I got a good bit of memory on where the cars come from and how they all get put on, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I have to learn like that. I got to be able to see it in my head too, visual. I got to understand visually. So I would teach that way. I would teach in a visual sense. I would be able to show you like that and break it down that way. But yeah, I can be real like dippy in that way because I have to learn it like that. And everybody else will be grasping it. I'm like, I don't understand. I still don't get it. I don't get it. I'm like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by this? And they're like, what? You don't know what this means? Like, you don't understand what that word means? Oh my God. You don't know how many times people have to are teaching me things and they're laughing at me because I'm like, well, what? Like what? You know how confused I get to this day still over family connections in terms of you'll say okay, this is my cousin's sister's husband. I'm like, what? My brain shuts down. And they'll be like, well, who she is my cousin who is my aunt's son or daughter. This is their, and they're like, oh, well, does that make them your cousin too? Like, what is that in relation to you? Do they become your uncle or your aunt? If your aunt marries someone, do their spouse become your uncle? They'd be like, Justin, are you serious? Like, you would think that some things come to me like some things really come to me like really, really well, and then other things I'm just like, what? Like I would be defined and would have been defined in the past as one of those intellectual people without common sense. You know, I almost said something crazy. Not yet. You know how some people can be like so intelligent and just lack common sense? I was one of those. Like I'd be like, what? Like I'd be trying so hard to do one thing when you can just do the simplest thing to get it done. You know, one of them. I'd make those mistakes. Like instead of using the doorknob to see if you can open the door, I would like try. I'm like, okay, is there another way to get this? Was that necessary to do all that? Was it really necessary? Like I'm one of those. You know, it's been a mess. So actually, I'm learning how to just break things down in a more simpler way, just be more simple with shit. Because the older me, man, and I'm like I said, I'm still getting through that. But the older me I was a mess. Thankfully, I've encountered some patient people that was like, he's not dumb. Like I'm not going to give up on him. But I didn't think I'd have to explain this to him. Yeah, you do. You definitely do. Definitely do. I'm looking at my fisherman painting, the second one, and it is almost done. My goodness. Yeah. So, back to this attention thing. So, sharing my progress, sharing my things, where I'm at. All this setting your environment. Let me just tell you, having this environment to have better attention management helps you to plan your future. And that's where I'm going ultimately. Like I want to, these are steps towards building my future. But I have my eyes set on where I want to go and what I want to be. And I know I'm in a direction that's going to require a lot of attention and giving attention and being on top of things. I can be good when I'm teaching, my painting lessons and stuff like that with the kids and all having all that fun stuff. But I just definitely want to be able to manage my attention in other ways so that I can really absorb and be of service to a more optimized level, So this is all attributing to my future. I wouldn't be devoting my time into this if I did not want better for myself and want better for my future, which is now. Here I am, But yeah, let's talk about this thing. I also am open, like I said, I'm open to people sending in questions and things they might want to talk about too. Depending on what it is. I'm not going to have a conversation about social justice things. This ain't the time. No. Well, I'm not going to say no. It depends on what it is. It really does. But I'm not jumping in the buzzword, trigger happy, emotional, manipulative arena. I'm not going to do that. But I am open to having conversations about anything. Still, the structure of it is in relation to getting well and solutions and the results of said thing. We may not just be rambling. It's going to we need to come to a solution or result if we're going to touch those kind of subjects. So yeah, feel free to send questions, topics, things of that nature. Definitely down for it. And yeah, I'm gonna post my videos of this cleanup. All this shit I threw out, my goodness, yo, I'm not even done. And I'm getting more organization even in my sanctuary space. My sanctuary space is also my studio space, so I have it both together because I don't have that much space in my home. But yeah, man, 30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes. That's a good amount of time. We'll keep it there. All right, well, I don't know when episode 5 will be. Whenever it comes, but I'm cool with it. So until next time, see you guys, hear you guys. Again, do all the little liking and sharing and engaging.